As you know, the brain itself feels no pain, so it won't feel a thing.
What's up, guys? It's Benny. I like being consistent on this channel, and for years we have barked that Joe Biden is not only undeserving of the presidency, but incapable of managing the world's toughest job because he is so sickly. He has a horrible health record, and we just learned a few months ago that Joe Biden has a terminal cancer diagnosis, stage 5 prostate cancer metastasized to the bone. That is a death sentence. We don't celebrate it. It just is what it is. They were trying to run this guy again for president when he clearly couldn't handle it and was not going to be around. Just call it what it is. Every one of us have an expiration date. This is what it is. Joe Biden had a tough run in his life when it comes to health. In 1988, Joe Biden suffered numerous episodes of increasingly severe neck pain, underwent surgery, brain surgery, on a leaking berry aneurysm. While recuperating, he suffered a pulmonary embolism, a serious complication. Joe Biden has had really bad complications for years with his health, including multiple brain surgeries. Joe Biden has openly talked about that in very strange ways at the White House. Here's Joe Biden saying, you know, they had to just cut my head open a few times, just a few, ladies and gentlemen.
I had these terrible headaches, was diagnosed with having anyway, they had to take the top of my head off a couple times, see if I had a brain. But all kidding aside, what happened was—
hard to watch. I mean, it's hard to watch, honestly. Looking back through it, it's total elder abuse. Anyway, that elder abuse continues to this day as they continue to trot Joe Biden out to try and make political statements, I guess, turn him into an influencer, become a TikTok influencer like Kamala. That's what Kamala's doing right now. You know, instantly, some of the first days of the Biden regime, so-called, Joe Biden shows up with a boot. The dude was severely unhealthy. He shows up in a boot, double masking because he was yanking his dog's tail naked in the shower and slipped and fell over. That's the official story here. I kid you not. That's the story. Biden just keeps grabbing his dog naked in the shower. Still one of the most unintentionally hilarious clips of the Joe Biden era, and I just can't help myself before we get to the more recent video, is this clip where on CBS's news broadcast, the seasoned anchor believes that these Joe Biden videos are fake, AI deepfake videos, when they're actually real. Because Joe Biden is so drugged up, you can't really tell which Joe Biden you're talking to today.
I'm going to ask you about.
you can't be pro-insurrection and pro-cop. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-democracy. You can't be pro-insurrection and pro-American. Donald Trump lacked the courage to act.
So what did you think of this one?
He didn't blink.
Not at all, right?
So that suggests it's fake.
This one's actually real.
How's that?
And yeah.
It's not actually that funny. The reason why he's like this is because he's taking all these cancer drugs. They're doing all this, they're doing all this severe cancer treatment, and it's what makes him so drowsy and so zoinky. Anyway, the point is that we put up with this again and again and again and again. We had to watch this happen where Joe Biden looks just like a ghost. I mean, he just looks like a corpse. All right. And actually, I'm like the best friend Joe Biden has in the world, which means I'm the only person that's sane here. I'm the one who's saying he doesn't deserve to be in the office. Let him go to a old person's rest home where he belongs, where he can take multiple naps a day. That was what the kind people were saying at the time. Now, we did watch Joe Biden hit his head a few times. Joe Biden, with that brain aneurysm, was often and regularly, here's just one example, hitting his head. There's Joe Biden hitting his head right there on the Marine One helicopter. Ouch. Boink. Joe Biden gets off, nearly falls down the stairs, and does his little robot walk. But apparently Joe Biden hit his head really hard this time, because in a recent video that has surfaced from just this weekend, Joe Biden can be seen with what must be a 6-inch scar on the top of his head. Right there. You can see right there a massive scar on the top of Joe Biden's head here in this video. I have multiple videos, and I'll show you that you can see the scar from every angle. It's not just like bad lighting. You can see what looks like almost stitches inside of the scar, and that Joe Biden has taken his hair and has tried to like pull his hair down over the scar itself, which is crazy. What I mean, maybe he just fell down, but you can see here again, here's from the same day, Joe Biden looking gaunt and ghastly. You can see the massive scar on his face. Joe Biden with a massive scar across his face. He had a terrible fall, or perhaps a surgery. That is why we brought up the embolism and the aneurysm that Joe Biden suffered from, because, well, nobody knows what kind of plates there are in Joe Biden's head. Not trying to be mean. It just is the reality. They have done multiple brain surgeries on Joe Biden. Did they do another one? Is that what that is? Did they have brain surgery on Joe Biden again? Or did he take what would have to be a horror? I mean, truly, like if you have a gash, that is a 5-inch gash across Joe Biden's skull. Something bad, really bad happened to him. Even for old people, that's a terrible fall. Joe Biden looking gaunt and thin. Joe Biden then wearing, later in the day, Joe Biden wearing a hat in order to cover up the scar. You see Joe Biden eating his ice cream, wearing a hat there. Again, looking incredibly thin, looking more gaunt and more frail than usual. Yeah. Wearing his own hat. Okay, it says 46 on it. They wanted to make this man president again. Here's the video. This is the raw of the Joe Biden scar. And you can see Joe Biden. Again, you can see just the massive scar. And then later on, they're trying to cover it up.
Well, the whole family, yeah, exactly.
We've taken the stance on this channel to not delight in people's suffering or to call for the harm of any person in the country. We want every American to like live happy lives. We disagree with people. We don't call for violence. We never do and never will. But man, somebody, there was some type of violence, right? Whether it's just Joe Biden falling down the stairs. What happened to Joe Biden's head? This is what everyone's saying. What's going on with Joe Biden's head? What happened on his head? Joe Biden has a head laceration. I mean, to me, it looks like stitches, but what do you think? Looks like potentially stitches, but it's clearly a massive open cut. There you go. Joe Biden's head. Stitches, recent surgery scar. His hair is combed over it, so maybe that's giving the impression of stitches. I don't know. Large scar has been spotted on Joe Biden's head. Several recent photos of him wearing hats. Perhaps that's why he's wearing the hats. I don't know, man. We're not going to wish for anything bad to happen to anyone on this channel. We'll never do it. But again, I'm the best friend in the world to Joe Biden. He should have listened to me years ago. Joe Biden needs professional help and professional care. He's a very, very old person, and he's aged very poorly. And so you need to like take care of yourself and stop like falling down the stairs and bashing your head at the bottom of the staircase, or bashing your head on the side of the table when you pass out, or falling out of bed. Or maybe this is, again, a surgery scar for something far more serious. We don't know. We know that Joe Biden is currently suffering from terminal cancer. That's what we do know. So, ladies and gentlemen, for a more humane America, it's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe. Let me know in the comment section what you think that scar is all about. See ya.